I'll have to be honest with you. First thing I'm going to mention right up front is it's free. I like the service when it's free because, you know, you can tie up a lot of money in different services, and from experience I found out that sometimes you can pay a lot of money and you may not be getting that much out of it.
Good afternoon and welcome to GrainTV. It's November 20th, 2013. To my left is Logan Burgess and I'm Brock Shimbino. We had a negative day across the grain complex in Chicago. Let's turn over to Fire Tip to see how we ended. Corn was down just a penny, soybeans off just a penny as well. Wheat in Chicago down 3 3/4, and Kansas City wheat was off 3 cents here today.
You know, a relatively quiet trade day here on a Wednesday, Brock. Certainly one market that's still catching a lot of attention, though, is the soybean market. Right now, kind of in the middle of this range, as you can see here looking at the daily January 14 soybean chart. You can see that in today's action, the red line here is the 200-day moving average. That seemed to act as resistance to the trade. And right now, technically, I think this bean market looks relatively weak. The bears seem to be in control of this market. Wouldn't be surprised if we can make a run at some of those lows that we printed prior to the November 8th WASDE report. Certainly, some of the bullishness that we saw in that report seems to be losing steam. We're almost retraced back to where we were when that report was released. And we're going to need some more firm demand side numbers to really help this market find a bottom here. And certainly from a technical aspect, like I said, it may be kind of at the bottom of this channel. Right now, though, the market's going to be really focused on South American production and almost more importantly, export sales out of the United States. Tomorrow we'll be getting that export sales report. Brock, what is kind of the trade looking at here coming into that report?
You know, if we take a look at what the trade is actually expecting here on this table, you can see that corn, we're expecting about 750 to 950,000 metric tons. Soybeans, 650 to 850,000, and wheat, 375 to 475,000 metric tons. So we're expecting another good showing in the corn market.
Yep.
Soybeans backing off a little bit from where we were in the last few weeks. Last couple of weeks, we've been right around that 1 million metric ton mark. It looks like we're expecting a little bit lower than that this week, and wheat continues to move lower on the expectations there. That's been a pattern over the last several weeks that wheat has really started to back off. One good thing to note on the wheat market, though, is that we did see Egypt buy 110,000 metric tons here today. So that did give us a little bit of a boost early in the trade session here today. But corn and soybeans are really going to be the highlight in tomorrow's export sales report.
Yeah, you know, just keep it on wheat here for a minute. We did see the USDA project about 11 million tons of wheat coming out of Argentina for the 13-14 marketing year in the November 8th WASDE report. We saw the Rosario Grain Exchange come out today and project 9.1 million tons. So that seemed like that was another story that was supporting wheat. Certainly stories like that could help this wheat market find a bottom. We know it's really been hammered here over the last 2 or 3 weeks, so very big news there, getting that sale to the Egyptians, and a smaller than expected production out of Argentina. We saw that help support the wheat market several months ago. Certainly a story like that won't hurt the price of wheat here as we move forward. Corn had a relatively quiet trade day today. The big news for corn that came out was the EIA ethanol production report. Take a look here, basically showing those weekly production averages in 1,000 barrels per day, really since the first of the year. Today we did see ethanol production back off 23,000 barrels per day on average, but you can see here we still have relatively strong weekly production figures. Certainly that would be expected during harvest, but certainly the very low price of corn and relatively high price of ethanol right now has ethanol facilities looking at very good crush margins, and that seems to be pushing ethanol production here to pretty firm levels here on a week-by-week basis. One thing, though, that continues to weigh over the corn market is the uncertainty about the EPA mandate for ethanol production in the 2014 marketing year, or excuse me, 2014 calendar year. Right now, all indications are that the EPA is going to require a lower amount of ethanol blended into fuels for 2014. We have discussed it on the show. That doesn't necessarily mean that less ethanol will be produced, but it's certainly not a bullish factor here for traders to chew over as they're looking at a corn market which really just continues to grind lower.
So really some pretty strong demand figures expected again for corn.
Yep.
We did see ethanol stay at relatively high levels once again this week, and tomorrow's export sales report is expected to be pretty strong as well. You know, of course, the trade will be looking for those numbers tomorrow morning. We'll be tweeting them as soon as they do come across the news wires. At GrainTV is where you can find us on Twitter. That export sale report comes out at 7:30 a.m. Central Time. Catch us on the morning call for the update on that, and get us here tomorrow afternoon for GrainTV.
Have a great day.